we'll anyway move on because we have a lot.
Okay,
and you're stuck with us for 1 hour, so I hope you're comfortable.
Bravo for having that realization.
Gulshan, you sound like a really nice guy in real
Yeah,
life.
that I'm very
क्या कर रहे हो? मतलब हर जगह कांड ही कांड चल रहा है.
Celebrate me. It's okay. You should have a Gulshan Devaiah.
You don't have a style as such.
Thank you for saying that.
But then you would do a dharma film in the future.
Tell me, you know something that we don't know?
We have talked a lot about food.
So it's not just women who fake it, huh? ऐसे जुल्म नहीं करूँगा मैं. Sometimes I come up with a really cool shit, man.
है ना? Welcome to another episode of Jist Townhall. Today's guest sees himself as a social media troll, but we see him as a man of many talents. Gulshan Devaiah in the house, everyone.
There are no people there, but I'll just pretend like there's a whole people. We actors are pretty pretentious, so we pretend.
Pretentious?
Yeah, later, photo later.
You're also calling yourself pretentious now.
No, delusional actually.
Okay, loving it.
Yeah, a healthy dose of delusion is very good. Otherwise, there's no fun about being an actor.
So is that what makes you Super Gullu?
No, that's my alter ego. That's different from delusion.
Tell us about it. Is it not your nickname or something? It's your alter ego?
It's my alter ego. I've made it my alter ego. So because I've said so. The name came up when I was teaching at Vigananli College in Bangalore. That was one of my first jobs actually after passing out from fashion school. I was in the fashion department there, and then in the graphic design department there was a student called Anis. So, and I used to interact with the graphic design department a lot, and sometimes grade them or also take like elements of design के जो modules होते थे वो भी मैं common होता है तो मैं उनके लिए भी करता था तो and a lot of them were just like a couple of years younger to me, so we were all the same age, so I used to hang out and help them out. So एक बार मैंने कुछ ऐसे बनाया था, किसी को help किया था तो उसने you're super gullu ऐसे उसने बोला था. So I remembered that, and then it became an email address, and then from there I thought that I should start using it as an alter ego. And there was a time when I think I needed to sort of remind myself that there is a spirit inside me which is much stronger than what I think I am. So I think Super Gullu became a representation of that. I don't use it that much anymore, but it's good to know that there is there is something inside to remind myself that.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I must ask him about this because on Instagram you're very seedha, okay? You're like Gulshan Devaiah 78.
I try to be like this, like
No, we want Super Gullu, huh? There's some mandar shades in Gullu also, no? Like Super Gullu also takes a lot of pangas on Twitter.
With a few people.
Like a few people
one
that you
person
can afford.
in particular.
There were two people, no?
No,
as far as I've read.
The other one must be me only. Who? Or Her Majesty. Oh, that's like indirect. Seedha nahi hota.
I remember this one tweet which I read and then I was laughing to myself. It said, the national sport of this country should be taking offense.
Yeah.
Like that was so relatable.
Sometimes I come up with a really cool shit, man. I read my old tweets like, did I actually? Wow. It's envy.
You're so relatable, man. Like,
self-envy.
Everybody does that, no? Like looks at your own status. Arey, kya likha hai? Kitne likes aaye? So you do that.
नहीं likes तो बढ़ में जाए मतलब वो भी ठीक है but sometimes I'm like I'm really like I can't believe it कि मैंने लिखा है ये मैंने लिखा कॉपी किया होगा तूने ये मैं अपने साथ बात कर रहा हूँ नहीं मैंने लिखा है yeah that's a pretty I've taking so much offense I think particularly on social media I think we haven't really figured out how to sort of use it and I don't think we'll ever do it
Twitter पे कैसे कर लेते हो मतलब isn't it so angry like everybody is just ready to jump on you the moment you say something it's just not possible to not offend anyone.
I'm not particularly enjoying this phase right now also with this whole the violence is too disturbing to me. I don't really. I mean taking offense is still manageable. People share like so casually share because they believe in something or they're trying to like spread the word or something. In the guise of that they share really violent videos.
Right.
Can't do much about it. I'm just giving you my opinion. I don't know whether it's right or whether it's curbing somebody's freedom or something like that. It makes me really uncomfortable and I feel that it's insensitive and inhumane to just share such violent footage around, visuals or videos. मतलब गाली गलौज तक ठीक है मेरा पता abusive ये सब कर लो वहाँ तक मैं I think I can kind of like, okay, manage that. But it's just too much when it's visuals.
But what's your social media platform of choice? Is it Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter mostly. Twitter, Instagram.
You're more active on Twitter.
Facebook only to check for birthdays.
Oh yeah, that's very helpful. So you bought a blue tick on Twitter and you're talking about that somewhere.
Yeah,
and you're like totally chill about it. Like, to kya?
Yeah. Like I mean, I had applied for it long back when they were like verifying you and all those things like that.
Weren't you verified?
No, they wouldn't verify me. Like,
Achha, so
okay.
you're
Like attach this
lega.
article, that article. So all my interviews I attached that somehow it was not there. Then I lost interest. It was like, nahi chahiye jao. And then when it was available, I was like, okay, I'll buy it. Like it's a service because you can. You always have to like. See, I'm not very articulate person. मेरे सारे answers ना ऐसे लंबे होते हैं. So I like the fact that now you can just type how much you want on Twitter.
Okay.
And there's no 240 characters or something like that. So that's a service that it gives you. So I pay that 900 rupees a month for that service, and then I don't know. Apparently,
and also to take pangas because.
हाँ तो वो लंबे कर सकते हैं ना.
Because your Twitter is something. Have you guys seen his Twitter?
So much, yeah.
Let me tell them about your Twitter
just
bio.
read my bio. That's like really entertaining.
I'll tell you what his
Come
bio
on, take your phones out. What do you?
नहीं मैं बता देती हूँ मैंने रट लिया है. So his Twitter bio is मेरा sense of humor बहुत funny है. आपको धीरे-धीरे पता चलेगा.
बहुत अच्छा है.
बहुत अच्छा है. Sorry.
आपको धीरे-धीरे पता चल जाएगा. वर्षों का Versace and then something else also. For a short time, I was
ex-black belt in ladies tailoring.
Yeah, because I'm retired as a fashion designer. So
yes, I wanted to ask you about that.
I was very good at it. That's why black belt.
Okay, but ladies tailoring specifically.
I thought it will just be a catchy thing. Like I had made men's stuff also, but then like, it's just a very.
Okay, so 10 years in the fashion
seems more
industry.
appealing when you just say ladies.
Okay, all right.
It's a strategy. It's a strategy.
Yeah, but then up to everything is unisex.
Yeah,
everybody wears everything.
Yeah,
so like,
I wear a lot of like stuff.
Tell me about your fashion sense. Since you've been a fashion designer for so long, what is style for you? Who do you think is the most stylish person in the industry right now?
A lot of them are very stylish. A couple of them are my friends also, Kalki and Vijay Verma and Babil. But I like Jackie Shroff quite a bit actually. He has his own sense of style. There's no trend or anything like that. Like it's like you put something on him, then it's like it looks great on him. I think he experiments. He has these looks like right now he has all these flare pants going and this like he ties a scarf and he wears the topi and it's quite nice. And that's the point of fashion for me. You know, you have to have fun with it, and that's why I'm sort of interested in it now also. Of course, I went to fashion school, so I have the education to back that as well. But at some point, I think I wasn't really expressing myself. I wasn't having fun. And so then, and since a few years, I'm collecting some pieces of clothing that I really like. And of course, I have more
right now?
Yeah. I just like buy stuff that I like. And
where do you buy all this stuff?
Mostly from Instagram. Like there are amazing Indian brands that a lot of them are from here, from Delhi. And Gurgaon and Noida based. They're small brands, but they make some really cool stuff. And I like them. And my way of supporting them is that I'll just pay them my money, you know. But I'm sure, like, you know, I'm not doing only for that. I genuinely like those pieces and I want to collect them, keep them, wear them. And once I'm done with them, I want to give it to others who probably enjoy wearing them.
Okay, where can we sign up for that?
Yeah.
Sure. Like.
Yeah, like.
Yeah,
like I think sabko chahiye.
Yeah.
Because what you
and I have sneakers more. Like I have so many sneakers. Like nobody needs this many sneakers.
Oh, great! Up to guys.
That's the problem with 9 UK. That's my size. Yeah. I do give away a lot. Like some people who work with me do get like, you know, sneakers that I've worn once or never worn sometimes.
What do you think about bigger brands? Do you buy expensive stuff?
I do, not so much. The most expensive thing that I have is probably a belt from Sabyasachi, which is an Indian brand.
Sabyasachi ka belt?
Yeah, but then like some, like, you know, like felt hats and all that, like I have a collection.
Oh, yeah, you do wear a lot of hats.
No, actually, there are just like few of them. And in my opinion, the best hats you get in the UK. So
1 hour later,
like whatever I have, the 3 or 4 pieces that I have, they are made in UK.
Okay.
So it's not really a hat thing. It's a very European style as well. It's very particularly European. It's not such an Indian thing. So many Indian brands are not making such things. And felt hats are like complicated stuff. Like.
So do you style yourself then? Or
now
do you
I
have
do.
A...
Yeah, now I do.
You style yourself?
Yeah, it is excruciatingly painful because sometimes I have sleepless nights. I don't know what I'm going to wear. Like today, I had no idea because I was not supposed to be doing promotions today. I was here on 3 days of shoot for something, but I was free today. I was flying back when my director and co-actor were here today, and then I was told that since you're there, why don't you just do it? And I was like, I haven't carried any clothes, so these are my regular clothes.
This is so relatable.
This is my everyday clothes. Well,
Now, but you're looking nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do one small fun thing, huh?
Yeah.
So, you know how they say clothes say a lot about a person.
Yeah.
So, let's see what our clothes say about us. Okay. Like, who would want to go first?
Yeah, he's very comfortable. He has a sense of style. He's quite, there is a very particular sense of style. He knows there are likes and dislikes, and I think
he has made an effort. Huh? He knows that you're coming, you've been to NIFT. So
but he also looks like a guy who doesn't have to make so much effort because ये ना थोड़े advanced level में पहुंच गए कि इनको एक sense of style. Is it like he kind of dresses? Na? Am I getting it wrong about him?
You're right.
No, because he's had the pastel colors, he has his matching the thing and
accessories also.
Yeah, and the kada also, the golden kada is of course, like this is like, how can you not notice this? This is pretty cool. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think he's quite, there is a sense of style. So, yeah.
Aaja, wapas aaja.
Like you mentioned, you've been noticing a lot of homegrown Indian brands, which I've been doing as well and buying from them.
Yeah.
There's like Blue Orange is really big right now. There's Jaywalking. There is a Farrak.
You should just give me a list of all this stuff, man.
I will. I have written down brand. I think in one of my notebooks I have 40 homegrown Indian brands.
You should just let me take a screenshot of that.
Okay, I'll surely send it to you.
Ask for sneakers in exchange.
Yes.
Size 9? Size 8?
I'm 9.5, 10.
9.5, 10 तो नहीं आएगा ना?
नहीं मैं डालूंगा आप दे देना कोई
नहीं यार
मैं थोड़ा
ऐसे जुल्म नहीं करूँगा मैं.
So but like out of the brands that at least you know which are homegrown, which one do you feel is the best where I could
best I don't know. I really don't get into this best stuff and all that. Like for me best is Sabyasachi. He was my senior and then there's nothing beyond that.
But still one of the brands that really clicked.
I think there's a brand called Rafu. There's a brand called Cardo, which is Delhi based. So these I really liked, and I am forgetting some names, but then we will exchange some of the stuff. So I discovered through Instagram, but a lot of these very interesting homegrown brands I would have never found. And I also noticed that some of these people have lent their clothes for a photo shoot that somebody Vijay or Babel or somebody Ayushman or somebody is wearing it, and I like that and I check out the brand like that.
Right.
And then the algorithm leads you down the rabbit hole.
I get suggestions every day.
Instagram is a great place to shop, I think. Not just for homegrown fashion brands, but also for homegrown beauty brands, all kinds of things. Jewelry. No, that's fine. So we'll anyway move on because we have a lot.
Okay,
and you're stuck with us for 1 hour, so I hope you're comfortable.
Yeah, I'm doing all right now.
Okay. So, you have been an outsider, and now after covering this whole journey, you're an insider now. So, ये फासला तय करने में कितना time लगा, and what has your journey been like from being an outsider to an insider?
You know, I moved to Mumbai in 2008, and I noticed that place gives you a space. It will give you a small space. Then it's up to you and your capabilities and perhaps a little bit of good fortune also as to what you make of that space, and if that space grows or there's some value attached to the space or something like that. It gives you a space. So you have to have the endurance to sort of sometimes just stay there and stay put and keep, grinding away, and then something good will happen.
Do you think you say that because you were already in Bombay for like 10 years, you would have had...
Now I've been there for 13, 14 years.
When you were at NIFT, were you in Delhi?
No, I was in Bangalore. I was the first batch to graduate, I had only come to Mumbai as a visitor, sometimes to perform plays. And apparently when I was a real young child, my parents had come here to visit, but I have no memory of that.
All right.
Come here as in we're in Delhi, but I'm talking about Mumbai.
Okay.
So So that was my perspective, that it will give you a space. So a lot of people in the entertainment industry, when they come to be actors or any other job they want to do, you will get a job. It doesn't guarantee you a career, a good career. You will have a career, and most of the time it will be probably a mediocre career with some highlights. But you have to be okay with that. There is a certain degree of fortune also attached, like right time. There's no formula. You can't manufacture luck. It just happens. You just happen to be there. What you can do is you can be ready when that happens. Okay. So I feel that a lot of people don't recognize the opportunities because they are either tired or given up or they're just not ready to sort of make something out of those opportunities. And I also feel that the word outsider has been sufficiently corrupted. So I tend to not use it.
Okay, why do you say so?
They use it as a badge of honor sometimes, and also a way of sort of put down people who are not outsiders, who born in certain family, with a certain privilege. And my perspective is like, I don't bother myself with such things. You have to do what you have to do.
Yeah, there are people who have spoken out about this a lot, but you seem to be somebody who seems
it doesn't
pretty,
bother me.
You're chill about it.
I have my privileges. Why am I cribbing about somebody else's privilege? If I turn my back around, I see so many people who are less privileged than me.
And you say that
my parents educated me, they could feed me food, I had clothes to wear, and I went to private school, and a lot of those privileges people didn't have. So somebody who is begging on the streets is perhaps more talented than me. But we don't know that. Because they don't have that privilege. So be happy with your privilege and try to make something good out of it. And then if you get to a more privileged state, then bravo, good for you. But I think this whole complaining about privilege, my privilege is my advantage, right? The fact that I can speak a few languages is an advantage. So people who grew up in the entertainment business, they have their advantages also. That's what you're up against. That's the game. So you can't endlessly complain about stuff. After a point, you just have to stop it and you just have to move forward and get on with it.
That's very refreshing to know. So you have no complaints from the industry? None.
I do have a lot of complaints, but not regarding privilege and nepotism and nonsense like that.
What kind of problems do you have?
The work culture is terrible. There's so many things that can improve. Safety standards can improve. Working hours can be improved. The quality of food can improve. There are so many things.
That's rich coming from somebody who just eats
now that we have contracts and stuff like that, there's so many residual payments. There are so many things that we can look at to sort of to improve. There's always scope for improvement, be it small. There is an imaginary hierarchy also, and which is a very cultural thing. It's not just to the entertainment industry. That if you are an actor, if you are a certain thing, there is this imaginary. These people are higher, then there is this tier, then this tier, and that tier. And then sometimes some people will not eat with those people because hum wo log nahi hai. These are just like rubbish. There is no respect for labor. So you can start with that. We can just start with having some sort of dignity of labor and respecting each other and working together. That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
People sometimes, when I'm passing by, they're seated. I'm not really looking for a chair. They all stand up like that. So I'm like, why are you standing up? Yeah, respect and all this. It's fine. It's ridiculous. And they do it. And perhaps in another set, if they don't do it, people will be like, oh, why are you not doing this or something? I don't know. I feel it bothers me.
So are you saying you find it awkward to be treated like
I
a
feel
star?
awkward sometimes. Yeah, it's nice to be treated nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice. I do every now and then flex to get some privilege. It's nice. But it's not real. I feel that it's not real. I shouldn't get used to it because it's not real. And then it bothers me also that people are having to do that, to me. And then if they're smoking or something, they'll hide their cigarette. It's just don't smoke. But it's not any disrespectful or something like that. If you don't have to hide it, are you ashamed you're smoking? If you want to smoke, you smoke. It's your life. Your lungs.
Gulshan, you sound like a really nice guy in real life.
Yeah, that I'm very nice.
Yeah.
I should put this in my bio.
I'm a nice guy in real life. Yeah. In real life, however.
Yeah. I've played some nasty nut
क्या
jobs.
कर रहे हो? मतलब हर जगह कांड ही कांड चल रहा है. कभी
तो
4 कट से आदमी को मार दिया.
भड़ास तो वो मॉन्स्टर को कहीं ना कहीं यूज करना पड़ेगा ना.
अपने दोस्तों को मरा दिया. अभी बीवी से झूठ बोल रहे हो दुरंगा में. Like is it a conscious career decision to like stay away from, you know, like those typical stereotypical hero roles? Is it a conscious decision?
Not very conscious. Not very conscious, but I think I have my own way of doing stuff. Like I think if what you're referring to as a stereotypical sort of romantic hero or something, I think my approach would be not like how I grew up watching, you know, some of these romantic heroes romance. I think I should have my own way of doing it. That may or may not be appealing to the audiences. I don't know. But having my own approach to things is important. And I think I have always gravitated towards stuff that I am genuinely interested in. Okay. And so if like and sometimes there is these projects that come, like, you know, it's a romantic thing. There is song and dance. But I have to do it not like how my favorite hero used to do it in the 80s. Like, you know, I love Govinda, but I can't do Govinda now. It's just not relevant for me to sort of do that now. I have to contemporize it. So I have to see how it's relevant and interpret it that way. So, you know, having a physique or an ability to dance or all of those things, it seems to be like, you know, important for some people, but I don't think that, like, you know, my brain works like that. If I'm genuinely interested in a part and it intrigues me, then I want to do it. And of course, there is one aspect of my mind that's also thinking like, is it good for my career? I do. Strategically think also. But it's not only strategy. There should be a genuine interest. And it should be like, you know, how can I interpret this? Like, if I'm doing one of those song and dance routines also, my whole thing will be, how can I do this differently? Because we've seen so many different versions. You know, Hrithik Roshan has a way of doing it. Shah Rukh has a, as a legendary style of romancing. And then there are so many people before him and then there will be so many after. But how will I do it?
You don't have a style as such, you know, like, which is, I think, a very nice thing because you're different everywhere.
Thank you for saying that. It's really thank you for noticing. That's the attempt. And I don't think I'm entirely successful, but I'm happy that I'm actually making that attempt to sort of break.
No, I think that's really nice also because, see, one of my favorite roles that you've played has been Mandar in Hunterrr. So you are playing a romantic lead and it could have gone one of these ways, but then it didn't, which is so nice. You know, like, you are
because you have to serve the sensibility. The film's sensibility is not a dharma kind of a film. If I'm in that kind of a film, then I have to serve that sensibility.
But then you would do a dharma film in the future.
Sure, I would. If it's an interesting part for me.
Is it? Okay, so...
No. That's not strategic. It still has to be interesting. I can't do a film only because it's a great strategy. If I'm genuinely not interested in it, I won't be... I won't do my best. I won't enjoy it. It's like fashion. Like, you know, I won't enjoy it. I want to wear clothes that I enjoy. Okay, I may get it wrong once in a while. That's all right.
So what if you get a dharma or, you know, like a big YRF?
If I'm not interested in the part and if I'm not genuinely interested in being part of the story, I won't do it.
But it's going to be a blockbuster. It's going
How can you tell me? How can anybody tell me? Tell me. You know something that we don't know?
You know, like you see something and you're like, हाँ ये शायद चलेगा. Like it's a hunch.
To some extent, you can follow trends. Like, you know, crime thrillers are doing well, so people do crime thrillers. So there is a higher probability of it being received well with the audience. But there is no way anybody can say what is going to be a hit or a flop. Absolutely none.
Okay, so that's not a consideration when you're choosing your films.
No, that should not be the only consideration.
Okay, what about, you know, you wanting to present yourself a certain way? So say it's a feminist film and you're like, oh, I want to do this not because I believe in the film, but then I want to do this because it paints me a certain way.
That's following a trend. That's following a trend.
So is there something wrong with it? Like, what do you think?
I don't... with such ideologies, when it's ideology stuff, then the authenticity comes into a question. So how authentic is it if you're doing something like that? So if somebody lending, somebody really powerful, lending themselves into such subjects, if it's going to help the subjects, then to some extent, even if they don't entirely believe it or if it's inauthentic, you can kind of look the other way because you feel that they are actually supporting something that is good and it'll help, you know, this idea will reach to more people. but it's better if it's really authentic. Like if I don't believe in that thing, and if I'm being inauthentic, then I feel that I'm not interested in that.
Okay, but do you get everything that you want all the time? Like you sound
I don't know what I want. Like I really, and that's wonderful because I'm open to being surprised. Like from a career perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, food and all, like perhaps I'd probably be able to make a better decision.
Okay, we have talked a lot about food. Like you have mentioned food so many times. Is it because you eat once? That's why you think about it all
and
day?
I'm already like looking forward to eating airplane food. Like how many people can say that now?
Do you want to eat something? You can order something.
No. If I eat now, I'll just fade and sleep and like.
But how can you survive eating for just one day? Is it
one meal a day? Yeah, mostly it is 1 meal a day. I would say about 300 times a day I eat once a day. 300 times in a year, sorry. 300, 365 दिनों में मतलब.
10 बार बोल चुके हो. Food.
Food. Because I'm really I like eating food, and I feel that all these diets and this concept of controlling portions, it's difficult to be consistent. But I discovered that by eating once a day, I can eat whatever I want, and it's automatic portion control.
Oh.
How much will you eat?
No, but what are you eating when you're eating once a day?
Like if I'm at I was staying at the hotel, so I would just go in to the buffet and apart from give selfies, eat whatever.
So since we are talking about food, so you're from Bangalore, right?
Yes, I am.
So Bangalore ka sabse best food that you miss now in Mumbai, and Mumbai ka best khana. Since we're talking about
Bangalore, I miss the Karnataka style, the Bangalore style masala dosas. Like there's particularly one called CTR. I really miss that, and even Davangere benne dosa, which is a very typically Karnataka style from Davangere. It's much fluffier, and so most of the dosas that you get, like say in Delhi or in Mumbai, also are a very Chennai style, Tamil style. So it's just the batter is spread out too thin. So it becomes really crispy and crunchy. So in the Karnataka style, they don't really spread it out that too much. And they use a lot of butter or ghee. So the bottom is very nice and brown and crusty. The insides are really fluffy. So it really soaks up the sambar or the chutney really well. So I like that. And that's something that I have discovered one place in Mumbai now. It's in Warsaw, which is very close to my house. They do a decent version of the Karnataka style. It's called Loveguru. So they do have one. And in Mumbai, there are lots of, the Indian accent is in Mumbai now. So I really like their food. I was there recently. Thank God I got reservations. Yeah, it's difficult to get reservations. But my favorite place in Mumbai is Gustoso. I love their Neapolitan style pizza. And it's almost seemed like you were fishing for that. So yeah,
sounds really good. No, you can eat
really
everything. Nice. So no restrictions.
If you eat it once, then you will automatically portion control. You can only stuff that much, and even if you're stuffing yourself every day, you can't do that every day. No? So it allows you to enjoy your food, but at the same time, portion control. And over a period of time, you also know that if I eat this, I'll probably get like a heartburn or something. So maybe I should just cut down.
Okay.
Yeah, so since we are talking about Bangalore and Mumbai ka food, what do you think about its traffic?
I prefer Mumbai's traffic any day because at least things are moving. It doesn't come to a standstill. Delhi में और Bangalore में तो Bangalore में थोड़ा better हो गया अभी, लेकिन मैं पला बड़ा ना वहाँ पे, so I've seen the शहर change होते हुए मैंने देखा.
This traffic was stuck.
कहाँ पे?
So Bangalore's traffic is way more famous than Delhi traffic.
हाँ तो अब ऐसा हो गया, ऐसा नहीं था, but it was worse. So it's getting a little better now. थोड़ा बहुत वहाँ पे कर रहे हैं कुछ काम ट्रैफिक इसमें और उसके लिए सुविधा बना रहे हैं, but we never used to have traffic jams before. So I think once the IT thing started coming in, and then there was this insane boom where a lot of people would come, and they brought in a lot of investment and money also, but somehow I think the city infrastructure didn't keep up with that. I wonder why. Politicians, I tell you.
Okay, so coming back to acting, when I was a kid, मेरे को actor बनने का था. Okay, so I was very naughty as a child. So I thought, मैं कर लेगा. So as I grew older, I realized I'm not actually as good at it as I thought initially. I'd sometimes stand in front of the mirror.
Bravo for having that realization.
Oh, okay, wait.
Because many people don't realize they're shit at it.
Yes.
Another 15-20 minutes should be good.
हो जाए लेने के 5 मिनट इधर उधर कर लेना मेरे को भी बात कर
I'll have to change the batteries.
नहीं क्वेश्चन वो शॉर्ट ही पूछेंगे उसका आंसर मैं इतना लंबा दूंगा तो you should be actually telling me like can you please make your answers precise and concise so we'll pick it up. It's a interesting and quite an important perspective, so let's have that
so basically I wanted to understand, is acting something that you can learn by going to school? Like मेरे को maths नहीं आता but then tuitions लेके मैं कर लिया. Is it that, or is it something that you're either born with or you aren't?
No, see, definitely there is a inherent talent that people possess. Like for example, some people are able to sort of jump higher or stronger. There's a genetic ability also. So I think when it comes to the abilities to sort of like project emotions or simulate certain things is also a talent. It helps if you have that. But a lot of these things are also can be acquired through training. You can learn by practice and going to an acting school or a drama school or something like that. You can learn. There are lots of different approaches to acting also. Okay. So you can also sort of have you can have an amalgamated version of all of those things, or you can specifically dedicate to.
So do you think everybody who say is a bad actor right now, it's just a matter of them taking more initiative, going out, learning their craft?
It could be, but it's a very subjective thing, no? Like, you know, what is good acting and bad acting is a very subjective matter. So it can, our opinions can vary on this. Like, when it comes to art, like, you know, you think this is a really nicely made cup and I can have the absolute opposite opinion of that, and we both are entitled and right to have that opinion. I'm talking about skill sets. Like, you can definitely learn skill sets, like how you go to college or school or like any other thing, and learn skill sets. You can learn a variety of skill sets. And then it's again like, you know, people who watch it will have their own subjective opinion of what's better or not. Somebody who's already well versed in that skill or has a lot of experience can have an educated opinion about what is good acting or bad acting. Like, for example, if you know, Mr. Nasiruddin Shah or Tabu or somebody would have an opinion, or Shabana Azmi, they have an opinion about what is good acting or bad acting, then I would probably take it a lot more seriously than anybody else, because they've had the body of work and the wealth of experience to make that educated, to have that educated opinion.
But what about your audience? They don't have that experience, but then, I mean, what if your audience tells you that, Acha, this person is not a good actor, this person is not a
They're
bad
free
actor.
to have that, make that
But
choice
you won't
for
take it
themselves.
seriously?
Not particularly, as I will take it as seriously. I'll take it seriously if it's useful. If it's detrimental to my growth and my mental well-being, then I won't. Because my opinion of what I am cannot be entirely based on what other people think. Now, here's the tricky part, because it kind of is in the profession that I am. I am dependent on what people think of me. But there should be a point where I was like, beyond this point, then this is like, it's going into like a very dangerous, you know, very murky waters where there's no coming back from there.
Okay.
So skills can, what is more important is having the right aptitude. I think if you have the right aptitude, then regardless of whether you have this inherent talent or not, you will learn things and you will get better. And I have seen some actors also who, with experience and with confidence, because you develop confidence. A lot of this thing is also confidence. When you
Did you go to acting school?
No, I didn't have the opportunity. I had to learn on my own.
Okay.
I think I had the right aptitude, because I figured that acting is not just a style, it's a craft. And I have no means to learn it. Now what can I do?
So how did you learn on your own?
First by observing and trying to deduce what they're doing. I would watch a movie, not from the perspective of an audience, but from the perspective of an actor. Like, I want to try and break down somebody's performance. Say if I like so-and-so's performance, I'm going to look at it very academically and trying to see if I understand anything. And in the beginning, you understand nothing. But then slowly you do. And you read a couple of books, then you like, oh, okay, this is what it means. So then you try to sort of, and with practice, it gets better. And then I was doing theatre also. So I, fortunately for me, some of the directors I worked with also helped me. It's almost like they trained me. They would give me books to read, and we would try. They would workshop the play, so I would learn new things over there.
All right. So, on a different topic, you played Guru Narayan.
Yeah. In Badailu.
Yeah, an out and proud lawyer who was Rajkumar's boyfriend.
Yeah.
You looked amazing together, both of you. I think that was very nice chemistry that you shared.
Yeah.
But on that note, since you've played somebody who's out and proud, and like the whole movie is literally about the struggles of same-sex marriage and the rights that you don't have. So what is your opinion about the Supreme Court verdict just about same-sex marriage?
I don't have the exact information, but apparently they have. It's not legally. You can't get married.
Isn't marriage something very basic? Like, what do you think? Like, they've been asking for that forever.
It is a bit of a setback. Definitely, it is a bit of a setback. But I think it's going to take a bit more time. I think we have to be a little patient about this and try and utilize all of those things that is allowed to the advantage. And I think in some time this will happen. And I'm pretty sure that this will happen. If that is what people want, if marriage is such an important thing, being married, I mean, you're talking to a guy who's divorced. So I'm nobody to actually...
So we will come back to that because you want to know that story as well. But let's talk about...
There's a question.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, as a student and as an actor, I am studying in AFT. तो मतलब मेरा एक बहुत बड़ा एक क्वेरी है कि कैरेक्टराइजेशन कैसे करें. मतलब बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है, मतलब इन द सेंस कि हम लोग कोई स्क्रिप्ट मिली तो अब उसमें होता है कुछ रोल होता है, हमें पता है, हमने ऑब्जर्व किया है, कुछ मूवीज़ देखी हैं, पर वो कैरेक्टर आ ही नहीं पाता. मतलब हाउ टू डू इट, वो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट एज एन एक्टर.
ओके, आई वुड ऑलवेज से स्टार्ट विथ कि आप शुरू वहाँ से कीजिए जहाँ जो आपको आता है, जो आप अच्छे से कर लेते हैं. तो सो स्टार्ट स्मॉल. तो जो आपका एडवांटेज है, जो आपका स्ट्रेंथ्स है, उस पर आप पहले खेलिए. फिर जो आपको नहीं आता है, आपको सीखने के लिए समय चाहिए. तो एकदम से लंबी छलांग मारने की कोशिश मत कीजिए. जैसे कई बार क्या होता है कि कुछ किरदारों को लेके हमें लगता है कि ये मेरे जैसा ही है, लेकिन मैं बनाना चाहता हूँ मुझसे अलग, लेकिन नहीं हो पा रहा है. तो इतना स्ट्रेस मत लो ना. जस्ट ट्राई टू मेक इट वर्क पहले कि हाँ ठीक है, ये मुझे आता है, इसको लेके मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. सो कीप इट सिंपल. हम बहुत सारे एक्टर्स हैं और मैं भी कर चुका हूँ कि दिमाग में ना अननेसेसरीली चीज़ों को कॉम्प्लिकेट कर लेते हैं. तो ट्राई नॉट टू कॉम्प्लिकेट. वो फील करेक्ट आना चाहिए वो किसी किरदार का. तो कई बार आप ठीक है बोलो कि तुम से डॉक्टर का रोल कर रहे हो कि लॉयर का रोल कर रहे हो या कोई और है, तो आप तो हो नहीं, लेकिन आप इमेजिन कर लो कि आप होते तो कैसे होते. तो आपके लाइफ एक्सपीरियंसेस से क्या क्या काम आता है वो आप यूज कर सकते हैं उस किरदार के लिए. नहीं तो इमेजिनेशन जिंदाबाद है ना. सोचो कि कैसा होगा. मतलब वही है कि ये रिसर्च फीचर्स ऐसे लोग कहते हैं कि ये सब अपनी जगह ठीक है, बट आई थिंक इमेजिनेशन का भी इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए. और वो काफ़ी सेटिस्फाइंग प्रोसेस है कि जब आप कुछ अपने दिमाग को टटोल के कुछ सोच के जो बनाते हैं. या एक रेफरेंस पॉइंट्स भी हो सकता है. रेफरेंस पॉइंट कोई रियल रेफरेंस पॉइंट भी हो सकता है, या कोई उपन्यास में लिखा हुआ किरदार भी रेफरेंस पॉइंट हो सकता है कि आपको लगता है कि ये थोड़ा मिलता जुलता है, इसका मैं यूज़ कर सकता हूँ टू कंस्ट्रक्ट बैक स्टोरी या जो भी है कैरेक्टराइजेशन, या एक एग्जिस्टिंग परफॉर्मेंस जो आपको लगता है कि मैं उसको यूज़ कर सकता हूँ, इस पर बेस कर सकता हूँ. तो नकल नहीं करना है. बेसिकली उस कैरेक्टर ने या उस एक्टर ने उस किरदार को कैसे निभाया था, वो कॉन्सेप्ट आपको इसमें यूज़ करके जो आपके जहाँ पे आपको दिक्कत हो रही है, आपको कोशिश करना है कि ये क्या फिट होता है क्या नहीं फिट होता है. बट कीप इट सिंपल. धीरे धीरे, जैसे अभी ट्राउजर पहनना है.
So you just mentioned you're divorced, but your story is nothing less than a rom-com.
It's fascinating. So that's why I don't mind talking about it also to some extent, because I want people to know that you don't have to like unnecessarily suffer, and bad things happen between people, but then you can really repair, mend things and save things that are really worth saving. You know, like you should save them.
Gulshan is dating his ex-wife. So tell us how has it been? Tell us the story actually. I'm very intrigued.
Well, she was traveling in India. We met, we fell in love, and then she was living in the UK at that point of time. She's Greek. And we got married because we really wanted to. And then...
so she's based in India?
Yeah, she lives here.
Okay.
So then it just didn't... Marriage was hard. After a point, it was really difficult. Just being in love was not enough. I think we were not willing to sort of constantly negotiate with each other. And then I was also working in a profession that's extremely volatile. So
very demanding.
Very demanding and unpredictable. So you want something that is stable in your life to counterbalance that. And I was frustrated that my relationship or my marriage was not giving me that stability. And she had her own, issues as well. So after being married for 9 years, then we decided that, in order to safeguard and hold on to whatever good we still have, we should just sever the ties and just take some time off. But in that time, we also realized that the love that we have for each other is still there. So then we channelized it as friendship. And we could do that. I'm really grateful to her also that she put in the efforts, and I'm quite happy with the efforts that I put as well.
Okay.
So from that friendship, and it's come back to just into courtship.
So is it going to marriage again?
I don't know. I don't want to overthink.
All right.
I just want to be here and enjoy this moment for right now. If it's any good, it will...
हमें दिख जाएगा फिर.
The life is full of, suddenly there'll be some challenges. You have to be, you have to try and figure out your way around challenges. So I don't want to overthink too much. I don't want to particularly over-romanticize the fact.
Sure.
A lot of my friends are divorced. And some of them don't have very good relationships with their exes.
Yeah.
And I am so glad that me and Kali Roy were determined that this is not going to happen to us.
Yeah. And that's a really nice thing. It's a great example to set, actually. Yeah. And the fact that you can talk so openly about it, I think hats off to you on that. Because not a lot of celebrities... Is it awkward to call you a celebrity? Like, do you feel awkward?
No, I like it. I like it.
Now you like it.
Celebrate me. It's okay. You should have a Gulshan Devaiah. It's on 28th of May. Unfortunately, it was already taken by somebody else who's much more popular and contributed greatly to India than me. So
2023 has been like a really great year for you.
Yeah.
I mean, any OTT you switch on right now.
No, I'm not there on Sony Live.
It's all
Gulshan
Hotstar. आ जाएगा, सब कुछ हो जाएगा. But we saw you first in, I think, Dahaad में आए थे. उसके बाद Guns and Gulab, and now Duranga 2.
Yeah. The story continues. Duranga 1 ended at a certain point where it's very evident that there is more to the story.
Yes, I remember. Very stressful.
So Amit Saad's character has also woken up, so he's definitely going to do some stuff. Duranga 2 is a much more emotional journey for me and Drashti's character because our marriage is also under stress because of my past.
Of course.
And because of the case that is involved, because of my father and the situations that I have got myself into it, which is related to my past, and my character's inability also to sort of, there's a duality to him. So, and he's also, due to a clinical condition, unable to sort of express or feel emotions. So he kind of fakes all of those things. So it's not just women who fake it, huh?
Last season was so, it was very stressful to watch. Okay, I couldn't sleep for 2 days because I had to finish. I needed to know what happened.
Yeah.
So is it going to be, I mean, I'm sure that remains this season as well.
No, the thrills will be there. At the heart of the story is actually a love story between the two characters, between Samit and Hira. And that goes through, that's a very emotional journey in season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and of course, the thrills will come from the character who has just woken up.
Yeah, he looks really scary. I've seen the trailer.
He's quite, he has a very intense process and he has a very it's a very intense role also, it was demanding. And he brought a lot of surprise to it. This man who I play, he can't feel things, but then he starts to feel things. And when you are a grown man with a young child and then suddenly you start to, तो महसूस नहीं कर सकता, वो महसूस करते हैं तो फिर क्या होता है ना? So how would you respond to it? It's difficult to handle.
I think you do those kind of roles really well because looking at your face, it's very difficult to understand what's going on in your head. So do you lie a lot in real life also?
Not really.
No?
Not really. I'm an average liar. I'm not very good or very bad.
And then you might be lying right now and I wouldn't know because you have this poker face.
It's just I'm really skilled.
I'm sure. I'm sure. So you're working on a new film with Jhanvi Kapoor.
Yep.
So, Jhanvi is very big on social media, and when you see her videos,
she's quite small, yeah. On social media sometimes. Depends on what's the screen size.
So, when you look at her videos and all, she seems like such a fun person, like pajama party vibes and, like total goofball. Is she like that in real life?
I had met her first time when we were promoting Ghost Stories. And I thought she was really funny and hilarious and naughty and all that. So, she's all of that, but she's also extremely hardworking. I didn't really, on set we would meet, but most of the time we're working. So, you're not really hanging out or getting to know somebody or something like that.
Do you think
that didn't really happen? She's extremely hardworking. Yeah? It's like, I think works quite a bit, and at some point I think it makes me uncomfortable because I can't do this kind of hard work. They're like, you're doing an event one day, you're doing like some music video, and then you're shooting the whole day, and then you're flying out to some other place, you're doing something else.
But I think that's what it takes to be a social media star, right? She's
perhaps
everywhere.
It does, but it's that's her journey, and she has chosen. And I appreciate people who work hard because I'm a lazy, I was going to say fucker, but yeah.
So this is the last segment, which is also my favorite segment, where we do something silly, because why not, right?
Good. Sure.
Basically, like I told you, one of my favorite roles that you have played has been Hunterrr. So we have a little game for you, which is called Hunterrr Bana Loveguru.
Okay.
So this is a game for Mandar, not for Gullu.
Okay, for Mandar. Yeah.
Yes. So we'll give you a couple of relationships.
He's a really immature person, you know that.
Yeah. No, so everybody wants that only. Because it's about relationship advice. So you're going to pick chits, I'm going to give you the problem, and then you're going to give relationship advice as a player.
As a player?
Pick a chit.
I'll just pick the one on top.
Yeah. Now tell me what number it is.
I'm wearing glasses. Number one, numero uno. Number one. One. Ek main aur ek tu.
Okay. So here's your problem, okay?
Oh, my problem?
Yes, the problem that you have to answer, not your problem. I am dating a very nice guy. He is sweet and understanding. Everything was going very well till he burped in my mouth while kissing. Now, how can I break up with him without sounding petty? Oh my God. Say, na?
Just cheat on him. He will break up with you.
I mean, what a great sentence.
Only the ladies are clapping first.
Amazing. That's such a simple solution.
Because we all assumed, anyway. Yeah, just cheat on him and then he'll break up with you. Yeah.
Chalo, next one.
Awkward situations.
They're more awkward, chalo, where that came from.
This is Mandar advising, not Gulshan. Gulshan would say have a chat, open chat. Number 3.
Okay, so I proposed to my girlfriend with a very expensive ring.
Okay.
And she said yes. But now we have broken up and she's refusing to return it. I want it back because I want to propose to someone else and दूसरा खरीदने के लिए पैसे नहीं हैं.
Okay.
What to do?
Steal it. So simple. छोटी सी चोरी करना पड़ेगा, उतना ही है.
You sure this is Mandar giving advice and not you?
Not me.
Achha, what would you do? You're a nice guy, Gullu.
I would leave it or move on, So.
पर उसको किसी और से को propose
हाँ तो ठीक है गया ना वो every relationship is an investment and sometimes you have to pay a price.
चलो okay last one उठा लो last एक करते हैं
3-4 है but ठीक
हाँ सारे करते हैं ना
हाँ number 2
I have been dating my boyfriend for a year now, but now I have realized that I love his best friend. What should I do?
Bike rules.
Cheat on him.
I think that was.
वो best friend के साथ उसका वीडियो बनाओ और दिखा इससे वायरल हो जाएगा फिर सबको पता चल जाएगा.
We're at the end now. I hope you had as much fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't want this to end. I haven't even looked at the people sitting behind me yet.
Okay, chalo, let's take a couple of questions. Yeah.
So Dahaad was the best thing that I saw this year.
Thank you.
I think all the characters played really well. So my question really is that if you were given the choice to play someone else on that show, who would you choose and why?
I know the obvious answer is Vijay Verma's part.
Have you ever played a serial killer?
No. But that shouldn't be a reason why I'd want to do that.
You were a serial killer in Gulshan Devaiah.
No. He's not a serial killer. He's a contract killer. There's a difference. In spelling also. Serial starts from S. Unless it's an edible thing, then it starts from C. Like a cereal. Like cornflakes and all that.
Yeah. I got the joke.
Wait, let me answer his question. Na.
Okay,
देखो,
fine. I'm sorry.
इसीलिए मुझे 240 characters बस नहीं आता है. तो I think Sonakshi's part is absolutely like very interesting to me. So I would have loved to see if being a man was not a problem to do that part, then I would have loved to do that. But I in hindsight, when I saw Soham's part, I think that's very interesting for me as well. Because he starts out as a person who's a certain way, and there's a transformation that happens. And it's a lot of people are like that. You have these fixed ideas, and then you go through these things when something happens to you, and then you have this, it's a very emotional response. So I really enjoyed watching his performance also, and I was really curious as to how I would interpret that part. And that I think I would be interested in sort of exploring that.
Did you get the choice to choose your character?
No. Devi Lal was what I was chosen for. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you have worked with Deepika and Ranveer in Ramleela.
Yeah.
So at that time they were kind of dating.
They were not in the beginning, but then
Yeah, the question was that only. Did you feel the spark between them?
Not so much in the beginning. Okay. In my observation, I think he was really into her, and they weren't really that. So the Mumbai schedule was the first thing, 20-25 days, I can't remember. After that, we went to Udaipur. By the time I was in Udaipur, when I went to Udaipur, I was like, what? When did this happen? Okay. I think he really was very serious about her and pursued her. And in my head, I was like, she's not falling for him. So, sorry Ranveer, I thought you didn't have it.
We're going to make a separate cut of this.
Yeah, but they are together.
So that chemistry was real, what you saw in Ramleela?
See, they're also professional actors, but then they had the real chemistry is not seen on screen. Like that we got some glimpses of it. Like we can't put that on screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least not in that movie.
But actors dating each other, do they make better romantic pair on screen?
It may help. It's not necessary. I mean, we're in a different. There's also like a lot of them have these skill sets right now. So as a professional actor, it's your job to submit yourself and to accept the reality of what is written about your character as the reality of the character. So you don't have to necessarily, even get along with somebody. But it helps if you can get along. Whether or not they're in an actual romantic relationship is personal choice. It's not really necessary.
Yeah. What are the questions you ask a director when you're working with them?
It really depends from project to project. One of the questions that I ask, like, how much creative freedom do you think you can allow me? If you have a clear vision, do you think I can bring something to this and kind of we can merge those two together? So most of my questions are usually not so direct. Most of them are just to sort of get to know them a little bit and have an open channel to see how they are like, how should be my approach while working with them? Can I be direct or do I have to be diplomatic in my approach to understand their sensibilities and all that? But this creative freedom thing, because some people allow you more than the rest and some other people would like to stick to their vision. So then I know what I'm working with and all that. What else would I ask? It really varies from project to project, but pretty much I think this is what it is. Whatever helps me understand their vision and their perspective.
Time is over now.
I'm so upset.
He was having so much fun.
I
Come
know,
on.
I agree. We have someone waiting for us at the
All
next.
right.
Yeah, I have to go have fun somewhere else also. All the fun I can't have with you.
Don't have a lot of fun. Not
100%.
more fun than this.
I'll try, but you never know.
I hope your airport khana is nice today.
That will be Vistara airline food. So
Okay. So I hope you get something nice.
I mean, like I'll be reaching home really late, so I think I should just eat. Yeah, thank you so much for all the love and appreciation for Duranga 1. And that definitely motivated us. Absolutely no pressure for Duranga 2. Because most of Duranga 1 fans have been asking for Duranga 2. So here it is, Duranga 2, available on Z5 on the 24th of October till eternity. And that's the gist, and see you in the next one.
Also like, share and subscribe for more stuff like this. Now it's over.
Yes.
See you guys? Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. No, we can all just sit and we can just pretend like we're talking. So you should look like we had the best time over here. And scoop. 1, 2, 3.
Okay then.
Bye guys.